Hello, welcome to a new gate. We are in gate 46, and this is the first line. The first line is called Being Discovered. This is the foundation of gate 46. And the lifetime learning here says dedication in obscurity that is unexpectedly discovered. This is the theme of all the abstract processes. This is the whole secret of what this hexagram is all about. Every other place in the abstract circuitry is loaded with expectation. Even though we come into it saying it's about the experience, not the expectation, it is still inherent somehow in the abstract process. There's always this thing of, if I do this, will I get that? Or I'm doing this in order that I can get that. And the 46 says, just shut up. Just let it be. Be in the moment. Just be in the experience for the sake of the experience, because only then can it be productive. Later, afterwards, it can be looked at through reflection. That's when it becomes productive. When you are able to see what you've actually been through, when you can start to make sense of it, then it becomes of value to the collective. Because if you stop in the middle, you break the flow of that experience, you break the continuity of that experience, you lose the value of the experience, and you never have a chance to reflect on what it was all about. The exaltation says art for art's sake. Any creative endeavor that is self-fulfilling sooner or later is recognized. The potential for creative success through dedication to the thing. Ra used to use this example. He said, you like to paint pictures of strawberries, and you do it because you're crazy and obsessed, and it's what you have to do. And you don't care if anybody else likes your pictures. You don't care if anybody wants them. You don't care if anybody needs them. You don't expect anything from it. You just have to do it because there's nothing else for you to do but paint strawberries. And then one day somebody comes along and discovers you, and they say, oh, wow, you are the best strawberry painter they'd ever seen. And you get an exhibit in New York, and you sell your strawberry paintings for $100,000 each. And this is true for everyone who is abstract. The moment that you just let yourself be there, remember that there's no truth in the abstract process. It's not like you can ever know what you're doing. It's not like you even understand what you're doing. You're just doing. And the sense of it comes later. The value of it comes later. But the moment that you say, as an abstract person, I'm painting this picture because, then you're trying to be logical. Then you're trying to say something like, well, in the future, people are going to like this painting and someone's going to buy it and maybe I'll be famous. This is the inherent expectation in the abstract circuitry. The moment that there is this perspective, it's the moment that you do that you start investing in why you're doing something, then it's not you doing it anymore. It's now the not self has come into it. And that's now in charge of your painting. And the not self is generally not a gifted artist. This is the magic of really being an artist. It's the recognition that it's the muse that paints, or it's the muse that sings, or it's the muse that plays the instrument. So if you have the 46-1 consistently, or if you're experiencing it through this transit, whatever your thing is, just do it for the joy of it. Don't worry about whether it works or not, about whether it's a success or not. Just do it. That was Nike, isn't it? Just be in the moment. And we sing, do it, in all of this with the 46. In a way, it's not about doing at all. It's being in the moment, and then the doing flows through. It's not a doing from the mind. So just be in it, because only then is good fortune possible. That is when everybody will say, oh, you were in the right place at the right time. In the detriment, we have the ability to judge the potential of those in obscurity, but often solely to benefit one's own success, the determination to recognize and benefit from the success of others. It's the same thing, really. If you go out looking for something, you don't find it. But if you're just minding your own business, all of a sudden you can discover all kinds of things about you. It's a great lesson for every abstract person to learn. Success for you, real success for you, will come along as soon as you're really fully enjoying doing what you do, or just for the love of doing it, and only for the love of doing it. And of course, that can't come unless you enter into that doing properly, based on who you are, based on your strategy and authority. Just to be dedicated to the thing, to be in the experience of the thing, to be in your body fully. I think about your body as your body, are you able to accept what it means to be you in this body? To be lucky can only happen if you are being yourself. To be lucky in the abstract sense is only when you are living out your true nature. Only when you're living out the experience fully that you've entered into correctly can good fortune come to you. Otherwise, it can't. This is a deeply social channel. It is rooted in the principle of success. It is succeeding where other people fail or failing where others succeed. It's all about making the experience of being in the world worthwhile. The 29 at the other end of the channel is saying yes to life. It's being very busy saying yes to life. And the 46, that has to accept the life in the body, in the now, for what it is, and then wait for the rewards that come from that. The 46 is grounded in the 25. And so the first line is called selflessness. This is a kind of synchronicity in itself, really. The introduction line says motiveless action, which is exactly what is going to ground the line of being discovered by being dedicated to whatever you're doing without any expectation. Venus went into gate 50 at 4:13 this morning, and it's very fitting to find Venus in the gate of values. This is the cauldron, where we find the value of historical continuity, whose traditional values serve and enrich the present and the future. This is a tribal gate, it's a splenic gate. It has an instinctive awareness to protect values, to uphold structures, and to guard the laws, guaranteeing the well-being of the family, the tribe, or the community. Taking on the task of preserving values and structures, which can also then manifest as a fear of responsibility, taking on too much. It could be a misdirected sense of taking on responsibility that one cannot actually handle, which usually means, of course, that enter into it incorrectly. The moon is still in the sacral gate 3 since 4:13 this morning. This is difficulty at the beginning, the gate of ordering, which says that the fundamental challenge of initiation is to transcend confusion and establish order. Next, the moon stays in the sacral and it's moving to gate 27 at 13:15. And this is the gate of nourishment, the gate of caring, the enhancement of the quality and the substance of all activities through caring. It's an innate compassion for and the instinct to protect and nourish those who need guidance and care and support. And of course, it brings us a channel with Venus being in gate 50. So this is the channel of preservation, a design of custodianship, with the awareness of what is needed to keep life alive. It's focused on caring for the things you value, for what ensures your own health and survival. So you've got the splenic on one side, all about safety and security and survival, and the power to be able to do that coming through from the sacral, splenic sacral connection. So you could look out for these themes over the next few hours while the channel is in our collective experience. The moon then moves into gate 24 at 22:21. This is the return, the gate of rationalization. Gate 24 is in the ajna, and it's pointing up toward gate 61 in the head. It brings the qualities of an individual thinker. It's called the return because the mind returns to the same thoughts over and over for as long as it takes for a rational concept to emerge, which it can then eventually communicate. And then tomorrow morning, 7:32, the moon moves into gate 2. This is the receptive, the gate of the direction of the self. This is the seat of the magnetic monopole. Gate 2 in the G center, it's our inner GPS, an innate sense of direction that guides us towards beauty and love as part of the bigger unfolding. So what direction are you moving in today? This is another individual gate. It can empower others to follow their own unique direction just by you doing your own thing. And of course, if you're doing your own thing through the lens of gate 46, then you are fully immersed in doing your own thing. Thank you very much for joining me today, and back with line 2 tomorrow. Until then, as always, go gently.